I don't know what happened. I was getting a lot of feedback on my last live. So unfortunately, I had to delete it. 30 minutes wasted, y'all. But I got to tell this story. I have to tell this story because it is really, really bothering me, you know? And like I said, I want to get my YouTube family's opinion about this situation. Kind of glad that I don't, I didn't announce this live, so a lot of you guys won't know about it. You'll just see it when you see it. Kind of glad because I kind of just want to talk through it, go ahead and get it out, you know, and then see what responses I get. But anyway, so I'm coming on today to talk about the situation where I feel like one of my dad's children are sleeping with my ex. Okay. Um, I don't even want to refer to her as my sister because I feel like, sisters don't move like this. I know I wouldn't. I would never treat my sister that way. I would never betray my sister the way that I've been betrayed by this person. Never. I would never do that. So I don't feel comfortable. So please try to keep up with me as I address this person. I will not refer to her as my sister. She is my daddy's daughter. But I'm going to be talking about two of them. So when I say the oldest and the youngest, I'm talking about my daddy's daughters, okay? So we're going to address the guy. I have been dating this guy, dealing with him, I should say, off and on for quite a few years, like 4 years now. At the time, 3. So me and him, we have what I would consider to be a pretty toxic relationship. And so we were pretty off and on, We link up, we disconnect, and we link up again, disconnect, toxic. We're very toxic. So one particular time during our disconnect, I'm like, okay, hi, I see some people join. Thanks for joining. I'm sorry, guys. I had to redo the live. I don't know if y'all could hear it, but when I went back to go and play the live back, I couldn't hear anything. Like, it was just like static. So I have to do this live all over again. So bear with me. I don't want to because this situation really, really bothers me. But anyway, I have to get it out. So anyway, back to me and the guy. So me and this guy, we have been dealing with each other off and on for 4 years now. At the time when this situation first occurred, it was like 3 years. This happened like a year ago. So during one of the periods where we were disconnected, I called up my dad's oldest daughter. And I'm like, I was just, we were just kicking it one day. I think we were celebrating a birthday or something. And I'm like, you know what? I miss my guy friend. I want to see him or whatever. So we call him up. Make a long story short, he agreed to meet up with us. We were at her house. We, exchanged from her house, went over to my house, met him there, grabbed a bottle, had a couple shots. We were sitting around just casual talk, had, a couple drinks, and she did something really weird. She got up right in the middle, of us having a conversation, and she ran her hands through his hair. Now, again, this is my dad's oldest daughter, okay? And this is a guy that I have been intimately, involved with for, the course of several years. So I thought it was inappropriate. So I kind of like got up and, swatted her hand away like, no, you don't do that. Plus, she's a married woman. So I'm like, okay, let's just blame it on the alcohol. Maybe it's the alcohol. Maybe, she done had a little bit too much to drink. I'm a attribute it to that because I couldn't understand that. And me knowing what type of person she is, I know had I done that to her husband, she'd have wanted to fight, just to be honest. But I don't cross those lines. I don't, cross those type of, I don't, cross those boundaries or whatever. So anyway, after that happened, we disassembled, but I observed on Facebook that the little sister, which is her sister, they both have the same mom and dad, okay? She all of a sudden became his Facebook friend. And I'm like, I've never seen her on his Facebook before. Because again, we have been, rocking and rolling for quite a few years. And I'm the type with my person, yeah, I check their Facebook. I'll be honest, I be on that Facebook. Because Facebook can tell you a lot of stuff. So, like, when did this connection occur? So I didn't, I said something to her. I'm like, well, what's going on? Does she know? I told the older sister, I'm like, does the little sister know that this is my guy? And she like, oh, yeah, no, I'm going to talk to her. Don't worry about it. She has somebody she dealing with. So, I'm sure it's nothing like that. I'm like, okay. So I didn't trip. I left it alone. So, he and I, again, we went on one of our periods of disconnect. So I'm doing my own thing or whatever. I really wasn't paying attention. So fast forward to the beginning of this year. Now this happened last year. Fast forward to the beginning of this year, he and I reconnected again. So of course, once you reconnect with somebody, you're like, oh, let me see what he been up to. So I goes on Facebook and I'm seeing she's still there. So mind you, me and him, we back talking now. We back grooving, moving and grooving, rocking and rolling, we talking. Nothing intimate at this point. We just back in the groove. We going towards that. We are rekindling. So, I had opened up a car dealership during the time that we were disconnected when we were on our off time. So I was telling him, he had told me, he was like, yeah, I need another car. His truck had got hit and he, his vehicle wasn't in the best condition. So I'm like, cool. I'm the type where any business that I go into, God has given me a heart of servitude, a heart to help people. So I'm like, hey, no problem. I'll help you. I'll find you something. So I said, I'll start looking. He told me what he was looking for. I started looking for it. So again, I'm just like, going through his Facebook and I noticed the little sister, they're obviously still friends. And I see him on some of her posts. And she had taken like some provocative pictures and he liked and he loved some of them. So I'm like, what's going on with this? So I'm the type of person where I'm very frank, I'm very forward. I'm like, okay, are you and this person involved? Have you, in other words, I'm just going to be open with it. I'm like, have you and this person been intimate? You know what I'm saying? Because I wanted to know. This is my dad's daughter. We came out of the same sack of nuts. I need to know. Have you and this person been involved? And I know that he's a younger guy and he does have, tendencies to be a little hoish. So he told me that his words were, initially he said no. He was like, no, I don't know her, blah, 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 blah. So I'm like, okay, well, I see that. Don't you remember that she's my sister? My dad passed away. And when my dad passed away, I was posting videos, I was posting, things. And we watch each other page. So I'm sure that he's seen her in our pictures, from my dad's funeral and things like that. Plus, we got some, resemblance. As a matter of fact, one time, how guys are, they like, hey, you got any friends to hook my guys up with? I'm like, no, I don't, hang with a lot of females, but I have a lot of sisters. And I'm like, here's one of the sisters that's single, I think, to my knowledge. And so he saw her. And so I believe that he knew she was my sister, just like I believe she knew he was my guy because her sister had just been around. And like I said, all of a sudden, after she came around, they all of a sudden were Facebook friends. So anyway, They both claim, when I asked him about it, he said no. But then he was like, well, your dad got a lot of kids, so it's possible that I could have, slept with a handful of them. So once he told me that, I'm like, okay, let me see what handful he might have could have slept with. So I went to them respectfully because I know that he's a messy person. You know what I'm saying? So I went to them respectfully, not, accusing them of anything. Like, hey, this is my guy. Do you, know him? Have you had any dealings with him? She told me initially, she like, no, I just know him because we are in some of the same Facebook groups, and we have a mutual female friend. So I'm like, okay. So that was what she told me initially. Remember that, okay? So I asked my other sister. Excuse me, not sisters. I will not refer to these people as sisters. My dad's oldest daughter, when I tried to reach out to her, got a totally different response. Like she went out, went ballistic on me. You know what I'm saying? And I think it was because she was feeling some type of way, about some other things. But she snapped out, which in my, you know, assumption at that point was an admission of guilt. Because like if somebody asking you a question, what are you snapping out for? You know what I'm saying? If someone came to me and asked me if I had any type of connection to someone that they had been or were dealing with intimately, I'm not going to have a problem with telling them yes or no. I mean, what I'm snapping out for. So this is where the problem initially started, because me and her, she came, she cussed me out, I cussed her out, we had words, boom. You know, um, her husband got involved. I guess he was listening in. He saw heard some of the things that were said. Now I want to be honest with that one, the oldest. I know that she has a not so good track record. Just to be honest, I know the company that she works for, and I know there are several men within that company that she slept with while she's been married. Okay. And also, my dad, he's like me, very open, very upfront. Before he passed away, he told me that this is his exact words, she's a hoe, like her mother. That is what my dad told me. You know what I'm saying? And I know that she had been very, unfaithful to her husband. So I didn't trust her like that, just to be honest. Plus, there's another situation where I won't get too deep into that because that'll, go all the way to the left. But there was another situation where she had crossed me before. And I was always taught if a person will cross you once, guess what? They'll cross you again. So I didn't, I didn't put it past that maybe she could have had something to do with him, or maybe I even thought for a moment maybe she connected him and the little sister. Because again, I'm still trying to figure out how did they even become Facebook friends. So anyway, so it wound up being this big thing. So after me and her had words, we got into it. I wind up asking him. I started with him. I asked him to just delete her. I'm like, can you just delete her? You saying you don't know her. You're saying that y'all don't have any type of connection. It's just a Facebook friend. You got 5,000 followers. Can you just delete her? He refused to do it, y'all. He would not delete her. He would not delete her. Then when I wound up talking to her again, same thing. She refused to delete him. So at this point, I'm like, my antennas is all the way up on 10, because I'm like, this right here just is not making no type of sense to me. You got to make it make sense. These two people are saying they don't know each other. They don't have a real connection outside of Facebook friends. Why won't they? I'm telling them this situation gonna get messy, because I am very, I'm real big on loyalty. I'm very, very big on loyalty. It's not even about fighting over a man or anything like that. Because to be honest with you, this guy is young. Me and him, for the duration of time that we were dealing with each other, he's dealt with several women, several. He's had 3 kids, as a matter of fact. So, I mean, I already know what it is, but when we talking about somebody that close, No, I'm not okay with that. Especially if I feel like you intentionally backdoored me. Like, if you backdoored me, I can't trust you. I need to know how you moving. That's the type of person I am. So I'm like, this is not right. I'm not understanding why, they don't know each other, but it's so hard to break this. I mean, it's a push of a button. Then check this out. you know, down the line, me and him, like I said, we got a toxic relationship. So we had already had each other blocked. So I'm like, but she wound up blocking me too. So I'm like, so you mean to tell me y'all can block me and delete me, but y'all can't block and delete each other? So it seemed like once all of this happened, right, and it was some back and forth. I was talking my shit. I'll be honest. I was pissed. Like, dude, move around. Like, I'm not very, I don't like people that close to my guy, to my dude, to somebody that I'm dealing with. I separate the two because of situations like this. I don't have a lot of trust for females. You know what I'm saying? When it comes down to my dude, again, because of situations like this. So I'm like, move around, clown, exit the circus. Because I know me, things are about to get, real, real goofy. Because I know how I am about loyalty, and I know how I am about crossing them lines with someone that I'm connected to romantically. And I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I'm keep it all the way 100. I still had feelings for this guy. Period. I'll be honest. If I didn't, I wouldn't even probably be doing this live because I wouldn't have cared. I'm the type of person where either I care, I don't. I have feelings or I don't. Period. I still had feelings for this person, but the thing is, that older sister, that older sibling, she knew it. She knew it because I had told her. When I initially had her intervene to bring us back together, she knew that. She knew that I still had a thing for this dude, okay? So again, that just, adds to the betrayal. Cause it's like, bro, you know how I feel about this dude. This what you want? So anyway, they wouldn't delete each other. So yeah, that's when, I started going in. I started going off, you know, my thoughts became assumptions. I'm like, yeah, y'all screwing, y'all messing around, gotta be, because this is just absolutely not making no sense to me. I'm not understanding why, to just prevent all this drama, y'all can't just hit the button, hit the delete button. So, oh my God. Next thing you know, he goes and he apologizes to them. Now, mind you, this is somebody who I had because I winded up finding a car for him. So, I had just went and got him a truck, a Tahoe truck that, found a truck for him. We had entered into a car deal agreement. He was making me payments on the car, but, it was just the effort I put in. We went and picked the car up. I went and got parts for the car, sat with the car while it got fixed, while he was at work. You know what I'm saying? I mean, looked out for this dude. Didn't make $1 off the sale. He paid me exactly what I paid for the car, the parts and the repairs and the registration. Boom, that's it. I didn't make not $1. As a matter of fact, I might have lost $5. Who knows? But I felt like I looked out for you, and then this is the way you handle me. Like, what part of the game is that? So I'm really upset at this point. I'm like, wow, I felt betrayed. I even asked him. I said, so, this relationship, this Facebook relationship with this person means more to you than, what we got? And he told me no, but his action said yeah, because to this day, he still did not delete this chick, right? They're still Facebook friends. And it seemed like once I voiced my frustration about, it, instead of, them being respectful and first of all, just disconnecting, that increased. Like now she on every post. She loving, she making sure she letting me see, yeah, I'm still here. Ha ha. I'm still liking, loving posts or whatever. She made it even more obvious. She was even screenshotting things from his page that I couldn't see because he had me blocked. and dropping them in the comments on posts that I was making. But it wasn't to help me. It was to try and humiliate me. You know what I'm saying? Just, so I'm like, all of this energy. At this point, I'm like, yeah, y'all are definitely screwing. You know what I mean? So, the threats came. You know what I'm saying? Now all of a sudden, her and the sister, they mad. They want to try to fight me. I'm a grown woman. You know what I'm saying? But I got people out here talking about they gonna whoop my ass like I'm 7. Okay, yeah. Well, all I could do is tell you, baby, try it. But anyway, threats being made, lives being made. I mean, they went live. Like, from what I'm hearing, 3 or 4 times. I didn't see all the lives, but I mean, you know, ridiculed me, talked about my house, a house that, mind you, neither one of them has been in. Neither of the two daughters, and neither has he. Then they talked about my cars. Well, she was saying at one point, talking about a car I had probably 3 or 4 years ago when my dad was still alive. And now, like I said, I have a dealership. I got 15 cars. She even talked about my feet. I don't know where she got this dirty feet thing from, but she did a live about my feet. So, of course, I went and go and look her up because she's doing all this talking, right? So when I go and look her up, I find out, baby, I see why you kind of pressed. Because you ain't got nothing on me. You staying you renting a little bitty 1.5 bedroom cottage house in, a neck of the woods that ain't nothing to brag about. You dig what I'm saying? You got judgments all over your name. Like, baby, because she say she this boss. Okay. Well, I'm gonna check and see. I'm gonna pull your history and see if you this boss that you claiming to be. She got judgments, baby. I know you ain't owning your house because you got too many judgments. Ain't no lender finna give you no bag. You know what I'm saying? Then you driving around in this, I guess she got an Audi. You driving around in this Audi that had you in the Uber a few weeks ago, from what I understand. So what I'm saying is, you talking about me, but you ain't that. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, I don't feel like she got shit on me, just to be honest about it. But that's neither here nor there. I only say that because, she put a live out there like I'm just this bomb, baby. And I know that's not the case. I am a 3-time entrepreneur. 3-time. Like I said, I opened my own dealership. I have a Medicaid contract with my state, and I'm opening up a business in reference to that. I also was previously a business owner of a daycare. So yeah, it's all boss energy over here, period. Like, everybody told me I shouldn't even be going through this situation with them because they are underneath my level, for real. But again, when you care about somebody, sometimes you find yourself in these type of situations. And I cared about, what I'm guilty of is caring about the wrong person, period. You know what I mean? But anyway, back to the topic at hand. So they doing these lives, they making these threats, they doing all of this, all of this jazz. Threat talked about my kids. Oh, and then when she went live, my daughter, my baby girl, she's 6. She was sitting by me. She hear her threaten her, talking about she was gonna put hands, physically harm her, calling her dirty and raggedy. So when she said that, I told her, I said, well, you need to stop making kids because one of her child has, some mental challenges. And yeah, that was wrong to say it, but it was also not right for my child to hear you say those things about her. She didn't do nothing to you. And y'all know how it is. Hey, ain't no rules when you go there. And there ain't no rules. You mention my kids, I'm gonna mention yours. So all of a sudden she go around telling everybody, oh, she talked about my son, to try and, get sympathy and get everybody on her side. Baby, I was a foster parent for 13 years. I raised special needs children. I would never attack a special needs child ever. So, but it was just lie after lie after lie after lie. It was almost like she was looking for a cop out. Another reason why I'm like, yeah, you got to be smashing this dude, because it was almost like she looking for a problem with me. She trying to have a problem with me, in my opinion, to justify her actions. You trying to have a problem. Because you done went all the way around the map trying to look for a problem to have with me. The only thing that I did was I falsely accused you. So I thought. Now that is no longer what I think. I think I was right on the money based off of the actions, baby. Based off of the actions, oh yeah, you definitely want to screw my dude if you ain't already did it. Point blank, period. Ain't no fools over here. You don't move like that. You don't do all of that over somebody that you're not the least bit interested in, that you don't have any connection to, and that you don't know. That's just not what you do. It's as simple as, okay, this ain't my dude. I ain't got no smoke with her. Let me just hit the delete button. That's all that she had to do, period. Instead, it's all this drama for somebody that she claims she has no connection to whatsoever. I mean, you got to make it make sense. Yeah, I'm in the middle of it because I've been dealing with this dude. I have feelings attached. Why are you here? Why are you so invested? Why are you worried about it? She telling me, oh, he your man, that ain't your man. How you know? And if that is the case, what business is it of yours? Oh, he messed with these females. He messed with females that I would mess with. How do you know? Because later on, what happened was, I'm not messing with your guy. That's my guy cousin. So he done went from being somebody that you know off Facebook, y'all having a mutual female friend in common and being in groups together, to now he your guy cousin. Now, mind you, him and her all in each other inbox. Where's your guy at? Most men I know would not be approving of that. Most men I know, they gonna converse with the man. What are you conversing back and forth with him for? I don't do that. I don't be in females' inboxes with they dudes. I don't, I know how to stay in my lane. That's disrespectful. Why are you inboxing my dude? Why? For what? Why are you inboxing him? You out of pocket right there, homegirl. Like, stay in your lane. But she know all this information about him, but expect for me to believe that, you know what I'm saying, she ain't mess with him. You know what I'm saying? How do you know what type of females he deal with? How do you know? She even told me, yeah, the truck you got him, yeah, he done had females in there. How do you know? How do you know all this? How do you know? That's my question. But you expect for me to believe that you ain't backdoor me. You a dirty, rat ass, disloyal, tramp ass, dirty, nasty bitch. Point blank, period. And excuse my language, but that's just how I see it. Can't nobody pay me to believe that this chick did not screw my dude. Period. She did not screw him, or that ain't what she on. It's one or the other. Because ain't no way you going that hard for somebody that you don't know. Who does that? Who does that? You got to make it make sense. And that makes absolutely no sense to me. To this day, she's still on his Facebook page, dick riding. Like, this dude stay with a whole other female. He stay with his baby mama. But if I know him, he's a Facebook dude. He probably done lied, just like he did with me when we met. Oh, I'm in a situation, but it's not that. We breaking up. I'm just there because my house caught on fire. I'm single, blah, 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 blah. That's how he do. You know what I'm saying? So he probably done ran a circle on her because she desperate. Desperate women are the easiest to, lie to and play. You know what I'm saying? He probably have lied to her. He in her inbox. They gonna start off as friends and end at fucking, just like we did. That's what he do. He's done it to several women. He's a Facebook guy like that. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I already know what it is. Hey, y'all. I see y'all in the chat. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to do this live and get it over with. I really just wanted to put it out there because I know they're gonna be watching and I want them to see it because I'm sick of it's like it's almost like they trying to use this guy. They know they ain't got nothing else on me, so they trying to use this guy to hurt me because that's the only thing they feel that they can use. But the thing is, I'm not hurt. You know what I'm saying? I'm not hurt. For what? First of all, she don't mean nothing to me. She's one of my dad's kids that I really didn't have no relationship with. So she's nothing more than me than another, like a chick off the street, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't, I expected more, but then at the same time, it's like I didn't really believe that I would, receive that type of respect because we don't have that type of relationship. You know what I'm saying? But, I just be wanting to know if somebody backdoored me so I can know how to deal with them because, yeah, as in his words, you are unalived in the water. As soon as you screw somebody, I know. Them is his words, and I agree. As soon as you screw somebody that I know it's over for you, for both parties. I don't want to have nothing to do with them. But, long as she know her place will always be behind me, baby. That's how I look at it. Anytime you got to go behind me and screw somebody that I screw because this guy got 10 kids, 10 baby mamas. He done started 10 families, 10 broken homes. The only thing that she has to offer him is, three things she got to offer him is the hole in her mouth, the hole in her behind, and the hole in her pockets that's holding her wallet. That's it. He's an opportunist for number one. You know what I'm saying? He the type of guy where he looking for a lick to help him take care of all them kids. He got in-house. That ain't that important. Yeah, he might get down. She the type where she want to go on her stories and strip and do all of that to try and entice someone. So, yeah, he might hit. But, baby, it ain't going to go too much further than that. I don't know why, those type of people, women come in thinking they can change a man. he baby, it's not. So that's why I said, I don't see it. It's not like I'm intimidated by it because I know, A, she ain't got nothing on me. And B, I know he ain't finna offer her nothing. And she ain't got nothing to offer him except for a wet ass. Point blank, period. So if it was that serious to cross somebody, you know what I'm saying, that you share the same blood with over a wet ass, then baby, go right ahead. But I just want y'all to know I'm not stupid. I know what time it is. I know what's going on. I know what y'all on. And y'all can quit it. Y'all can quit it. He got a woman. Baby, be worried about her unless y'all do. Because he loved threesomes. So they might be doing a three-way. Who knows? But I am not impressed. You can, stop thinking that you using my dude to hurt me because I'm not hurt like that. I know, I'm just letting you know I did this live to let you know I see right through your snake ass and I know exactly what it is. And you need to pump your brakes because I'm trying to figure out why you so mad. Everything that I said clearly, I was on point with it. You are a hoe. You are cutthroat. You is a rat. You are screwing my dude. And you are beneath my feet. Point blank, period. Because, baby, raise your vibration. You shouldn't have to go behind me. And another thing, you ain't got to worry about me getting my lick back because the guys that you deal with, baby, I'm not interested. I see why you like him. He would be a compliment, an improvement from the guys that you deal with. Because at this point, I don't think you got no man. Ain't nobody checking for you, baby. And you all on this man penis like that. Nobody's checking for you. Nobody at all. You too hard up. Ain't no way you that hard up for a dude if you got a dude and you got this boss chick and you got these dudes checking for you. You got to make it make sense. It ain't making no sense, baby. You had to stoop too low to be that bitch. But that being said, I'm out.